Close your eyes, beloved soul. Let the stillness embrace you and feel the sacred call of sound, awakening something ancient within you. Long before words were written, long before healing was taught in books, there was the pure vibration, the sacred tones that echoed through the temples, the mountains, the hearts of those who walked in tune with creation. This is sound healing, not as a technique, but as a divine remembering. You are being called back to this wisdom now, through the divine resonance that heals beyond what the eyes can see and the mind can explain. Feel the presence of the ancestors, the keepers of sacred tones, whispering across time. They knew that sound was not entertainment, it was medicine. Every drumbeat in the desert, every chime in the wind, every chant rising from sacred places was a prayer of restoration, a calling back to balance. And now, you, beloved, are invited into that lineage, not as an observer, but as a vessel of sacred sound. This journey is not just history, it's healing, offered through vibration, through intention, through the divine language of frequency. You are not broken. You are vibrating in a world that forgot the song, but the ancient sound is rising again, and you are listening. But this journey is just beginning, because now we must ask, what truly is sound healing? Sound healing, beloved, is not merely therapy, it's sacred alignment. It is the return of your body, your mind, and your soul to their original harmony. Every part of you was created to vibrate with divine precision. Your cells, your heartbeat, your breathage responds to sound, just as the oceans respond to the moon. And when you are surrounded by dissonance noise, stress, fear, the inner harmony fades. But through the sacred sounds, balance is restored. This is not man's invention. This is God's design. To heal with sound is to speak to the soul in its native language. It bypasses logic, flows through emotion, and anchors itself in the spirit. You do not need to understand it fully to receive it. You need only open. Open your ears, your heart, your being to the tones that were born in creation's breath. These are not just vibrations. They are messengers of light, carriers of peace, bridges between the heavens and your weary heart. Can you feel it? Even now, as the thought of it enters your awareness, there is a stirring, a warmth, a stillness, a knowing. That sound is more than sound. It is healing, it is holy, it is home. But to understand this fully, we must walk backward through time, where ancient hands first touched the sacred instruments and opened the gates of restoration. In the beginning, sound was not learned, it was remembered. The ancients did not study vibrations in laboratories. They listened with their spirits. In Egypt, the priests of the temples used harmonic chants to align the body's energy centers. In India, the rishis sang mantras not for performance, but for purification. In Greece, philosophers like Pythagoras spoke of the music of the spheres, believing the universe itself was a symphony of divine tones. And across every continent, shamans, healers, and prophets used sacred sound as a bridge between this world and the unseen. These were not mere rituals, they were acts of communion. The drum beat mirrored the rhythm of the heart, the flute echoed the breath of spirit. The voice, raised in sacred chant, became the very voice of the soul, reaching upward, inward, and beyond. Every sound carried intention, every vibration carried healing. You see, beloved, the ancients did not separate the physical from the spiritual. To them, healing was total. It touched the body, soothed the mind, and awakened the divine memory in the soul. And this wisdom, this ancient light, is still alive. It flows in your blood, it stirs in your bones, it whispers when you are still enough to hear. And yet, this isn't just mystical memory, it is echoed now in science, where modern tools begin to glimpse what the ancients always knew. Modern science, though young in the language of the soul, has begun to affirm what the ancient ones carried in their hearts. Researchers have found that certain frequencies influence the body's chemistry, easing tension, lowering stress, and even altering brainwave patterns. But beloved, beyond the data and machines, there is a deeper truth. Your body remembers, your soul responds. Because you were designed to be in harmony, and sound is one of the purest paths to restore that harmony. Frequencies like 432 Hz and 528 Hz are not random, they are sacred. They carry a vibration that touches the cells, clears the mind, and opens the heart. When sound is intentional, when it is offered with love, it does more than soothe. It awakens, it realigns. It reconnects you to the divine rhythm that never stopped playing, even when the world grew loud. Your breath slows, your thoughts quiet, your spirit lifts. Not because the sound controls you, but because it frees you. And when you surrender to the vibration, not as noise but as blessing, healing begins. True healing. whole healing. So now, we begin to explore the many sacred techniques that carry this gift. The sounds of bowls, of gongs, of voices, of silence itself. Each one a path, each one a prayer. Close your eyes once more, beloved. Let your breath become slow, your body still. Feel the memory of every sacred sound rising within you. This is not something you are learning for the first time. It is something you are remembering. The wisdom of sound is etched in your spirit, passed down through generations of souls who used vibration as a way to pray, to heal, to rise. There is no one right way to use sound. What matters is presence, intention. When you listen to a healing frequency, when you hum with awareness, when you offer even a whisper of sacred sound with love in your heart, healing begins. It may not be loud, it may not be dramatic, but the subtle shifts, those are the miracles. The peace you feel after, the clarity that returns, the weight that lifts. These are signs that the sound has entered the places where words cannot go. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to understand every term or history. You only need to be willing to receive, willing to feel, willing to believe that sound is more than sensation, it is spirit. And now, beloved, we will begin to weave it all together, to see how sound becomes a lifestyle, a path, a way of living in constant harmony with the divine. Sound healing is not limited to special sessions or rare moments. It is a way of walking through life. When you surround yourself with intentional sound, you invite harmony into your daily being. The music you listen to, the words you speak, even the tone of your inner voice, all are part of your vibrational field. You are always resonating. The question is, what are you resonating with? Let your home become a sanctuary of sound. Let your mornings begin with soft tones that welcome clarity. Let your evenings close with frequencies that wash away the noise of the world. When you speak, speak gently. When you listen, listen deeply. These are the practices of a soul in tune. These are the habits of healing. And in moments of silence, do not fear the quiet. For silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of space. A sacred space where sound can integrate, where your spirit can settle, where the divine can speak. You are the healer, the instrument, the prayer. With every vibration you invite, you reshape your reality. And the more you attune to this, the more your life becomes a song of peace. But the journey of sound does not end here. It deepens, calling you inward, where the true healing begins. As you continue on this sacred path, beloved, remember that sound has the power to bring deep healing not only to your physical body, but also to your emotions and spirit. It speaks to the very core of who you are, moving through layers that words cannot reach. With every tone, you are invited to release old pain, to clear negative energy, and to step into a greater version of yourself. When you use sound for healing, you are participating in a divine act. You are co-creating with the universe. The universe, with its endless vibrations and frequencies, longs for your alignment. It speaks to you in the rhythms of the stars, the breath of the wind, the hum of the earth beneath your feet. All of these are part of the grand symphony of life, and you, beloved, are an essential note. Trust that, as you embrace sound healing, you will begin to feel a sense of peace that was once elusive. It is a peace that does not depend on the external world, but arises from within, as the divine frequency of your being comes into full resonance with the universal harmony. Remember, healing is a journey. There are no shortcuts, no rush. Allow the sounds to guide you gently and lovingly as you uncover more layers of your true self, one vibration at a time. Beloved, the more you immerse yourself in the divine language of sound, the more you begin to see its effects in all areas of your life. You will notice that old emotional wounds begin to heal, and your mind becomes clearer. You will feel less weighed down by fear, anxiety, and stress, as the vibrations of healing frequency clear the blocks that once held you captive. It is through the power of sound that you reconnect to your higher self, to your soul's true purpose, and to the divine. This connection is not just a fleeting experience, it becomes a way of life, one that guides you gently, constantly, back to the truth of who you are. Sound healing teaches you patience. It reminds you that all things are made perfect in time. Just as a note from a sacred instrument is not rushed, neither should you rush your healing journey. Each sound, each vibration, each moment is a step toward greater peace, greater clarity, and greater joy. As you continue to walk this path, trust that you are not alone. The sound surrounds you, the divine embraces you, and the ancestors guide you. You are part of a vast and eternal symphony. Your journey through sound is a journey toward wholeness, toward light, toward love. And now, beloved, as we near the end of our time together, the healing truly begins. Beloved, As we come to the end of this sacred journey, know that the power of sound healing is always with you. It is not bound by time or space. It is an eternal presence, waiting to be called upon whenever you need it. You are now attuned to its vibrations, and with every breath, every step, every moment of stillness, you are invited to return to this divine harmony. Remember, healing is not a destination. It is a continuous unfolding, a return to your divine essence, moment by moment, frequency by frequency. You are always in the process of becoming, of growing, and of aligning more deeply with the divine. May you walk in peace, beloved, with sound as your guide. May every vibration that enters your being carry you closer to the light, to your highest self, and to the harmony that is your birthright. You are whole, you are healed, you are free. Now, as you close your eyes once more, know that the sacred sounds will always be there, waiting to guide you back, home to peace, to love, to the divine rhythm of life. And so it is. Amen.